Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles in a half shell, turtle power. Yeah, Shinobu, you like my singing? You don't gotta tell me, bro. I already know it's peak.
Stop the cap.
Anyways, what's good, YouTube? I'm not gonna lie, man. You know, I've been getting a lot of criticism recently, and that is because my videos are too short.
Ooh, that's kind of small.
So, I'm actually going to make my videos at least 20 minutes now. Now, that's not a promise. If I get lazy, I'm gonna make 5-minute videos like I normally do. So today we're gonna be talking about a movie that I've never watched up until today. And I can't lie, I thought I watched it, but looking back at some of these clips on TikTok, I've never watched this movie. So, the movie is Teenage Mutant... Okay, I'll stop. But yeah, we're gonna be getting into this video and analyzing this movie. Let's get into it. Anyways, they dropped down to watch the Knicks game, and I can't lie, while they're watching the Knicks game, they all reminisce about becoming humans. Like, man, I wonder what it'll be like if I was actually Stephen Curry or Michael Jordan. But Raph is over here saying that regardless if we're humans or turtles, we should be down there regardless. We literally saved this city from our last movie. Can't they show us a little bit of some respect? Then out of nowhere, someone on the speaker announces that there is actually a person who saved the whole entire city. Oh yeah, they're finally getting the recognition they deserve. And it turns out to be Vern. Who? Are we serious? Who is bro? The Ninja Turtles got scammed. They end up getting jealous because they don't get the recognition that they deserve, and so they end up throwing spitballs. Mikey beams one at his head and it connects. But they're not done. Raph ends up going for a second one as well and then beams him in the head again. But someone ends up calling Donatello's phone, and it ends up being April. And oh my gosh, y'all thought I was gonna stop with this a long time ago? Nah, I'm still here. I know my type is chocolate, but I wouldn't mind a little white chocolate here and there, if you know what I mean. Dr. Umar is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes. Anyways, April is trying to hack into Baxter Stockman's email because she thinks that he works for Shredder. So fast forward, April ends up getting his email, and then the email ends up showing that Shredder is trying to escape out of prison. So of course the Ninja Turtles go ahead and try to stop Shredder from escaping, because if he does escape, all hell will rack loose in New York City. While Shredder is on the way to another prison, he meets Bebop and Rocksteady. And currently in this movie, they're two crazy maniacs. But the Foot Clan end up coming to save Shredder, and they blow up all the cars around him that's protecting him from escaping. Shredder ends up escaping, but he ends up escaping to this person called KRAIG.
Oh my god! What is that?
And he is basically just a big brain, to put it into perspective. He then tells Shredder that he stole something of his, which is a teleportation device. And he basically sends Shredder on a mission to retrieve all of his lost pieces so he can create another device that will teleport him back. Shredder proceeds to take Bebop and Rocksteady into a lab, where Shredder proceeds to turn them into mutated creatures. April is trying to put a stop to all of this, so she ends up taking a sample of what turned Bebop into a rhino. While all this is happening as well, Casey, aka the hockey guy, is trying to put a stop to them as well. April ends up escaping, but she's getting chased down by the Foot Clan currently. She's currently getting chased down by literal ninjas. I mean, there's no way she's escaping them, right? April ends up getting caught up by the Foot Clan, but Casey comes in and saves the day. He throws hockey pucks and beams at least 5 guys in the head. He's a straight up archer, I'm telling you. April loses the serum, and then Casey comes in and swoops the guy over. He throws a hook to someone's face and then flips someone over with his hockey stick. He then hits someone in the nuts, and April is trying to get the syringe, but the Foot Clan isn't letting none of that happen. Back to Casey, he weaves and then blocks an attack. April ends up picking up a pole and then straight hammers someone in. A Foot Clan soldier throws a shuriken at his face.
Do you have any ibuprofen?
But his helmet ends up saving his life. Foot Clan soldier proceeds to pick up the syringe and then runs away. But Casey ends up showing out. He does a trick shot and then beams the Foot Clan soldier in the head with a hockey puck. The police ends up finding the syringe that April dropped. The Turtles come in to save April, And this is the first time that Casey sees these Ninja Turtles. Bro is really straight geeks, he's never seen mutants like this before. Anyways, the Turtles take Casey in and they work together because Casey knows info on Bebop. Fast forward while Donnie is trying to track down Bebop in them. He ends up finding out that the serum that was used to turn Bebop into a rhino can also be used to turn themselves into humans. He ends up telling Leo this, but Leo's like, nah bro, we gotta stay Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I mean, it's our name bro, this is what we live up to. So Leo ends up telling Donnie, hey, you can't tell nobody this. But the whole time, Mikey is tuned in. He ends up overhearing everything. Meanwhile, Shredder ends up finding the second piece to the teleporter. It's only one more step until this guy finds a way to end the whole universe. So Mikey ends up snitching on Donatello and Leo to Raphael, and Raphael finds out all about this stuff. And he's like, bro, why are you deciding for us? We have to have a say in this as well. Raphael and Mikey want to turn into humans, but Donnie and Leo don't. So they end up having a big argument and they split up. Leo and Donnie are trying to trace down Shredder, and Raphael and Mikey are trying to get the syringe to turn themselves into humans. Raphael ends up asking April for some help, because in order for them to turn themselves back into the humans, they need to get that syringe back from the cops. But in order for the plan to work, they need Vern, the fraud who took all the credit from the Ninja Turtles. They go back to his story and we see that he's hanging out with Carmelo. Bro, why are you here? You're literally supposed to be hooping in practice, but you're currently in a Ninja Turtle multiverse. What are you doing, bro? Anyways, they end up sneaking into the police station, but it turns out that the Foot Clan already has the serum before they even got it. So now they have to stop the Foot Clan from stealing it. And in order to stop them from stealing it, Raphael and Mikey have to reveal themselves to the public, which is a rule they never have to do. They end up revealing themselves to the police officers, and they say that they're monsters and all type of names. They then get put in a situation where April and Casey both have to get put in custody. Meanwhile, while all this is happening, Bebop and Rocksteady end up finding the final piece to the teleportation device. They now officially have all 3 pieces to craft this thing. But the Ninja Turtles isn't letting none of that slide. They end up skydiving to go steal the final piece for the teleportation device. They end up landing in the plane and they come across Bebop and Rocksteady. Bebop rushes in and hammers Leo in the face. Rocksteady then picks up Raph and slams him. But Raph gets his get back, picking up Rocksteady and then throwing him across the airplane. He then proceeds to shoot a whole minigun at everybody, destroying the whole entire plane. While the plane is coming down, they end up fighting over who gets the last piece of the teleporter. And Donnie takes action. He proceeds to try to keep the plane steady so they won't get into a fatal crash. They continue to fight over who gets the last piece. The tank ends up flipping upside down, leading Rocksteady straight into the plane. The plane ends up crashing, leading all of them into the river. Bebop ends up retrieving the last piece to the teleportation device, but Leo comes out of nowhere. He ends up doing a double kick, kicking the device away from them. Mikey was about to get the device, but then Rocksteady comes out of nowhere with his tank. He was about to blast Donnie, but Raph comes in and saves the day. He was trying to get the device from Rocksteady, but he beams him in the head. With Rocksteady and Bebop both end up winning. They have the final device.
Amazing, this alien warship.
Shredder and KRAIG end up meeting again. But except KRAIG is not on the same timing that Shredder is on. Bro ends up backstabbing and betraying Shredder, leaving him into a frozen state. Now that KRAIG has returned, the new mission is simple. Leo and his squad is supposed to take down KRAIG, and April and her squad is supposed to reach the device that turns off the whole entire portal. Hey guys, good morning. I can't lie, for the past few minutes my voice is a little, tired and quiet. And that is simply because it was around maybe 5 a.m. while recording that session. See guys, I stay up until 5 a.m. recording these videos. I'm telling you, it's so much effort. But I'm up, I'm energized, so let's get back to the video. But before April and her squad could reach the device, Bebop and Rocksteady appear. It was instructed to protect the place. So Casey ends up telling April, listen, I got these two, and then you go ahead and go for the device. And that's exactly what they did. Meanwhile, the Turtles are facing KRAIG. Turtles ends up rushing in, but he does a roundhouse punch and then a kick to everybody. He then grabs Mikey and throws him away, but the turtles gang up on him. KRAIG ends up doing another roundhouse punch to everybody, but then Raph gets on top of him and then stabs him in the shoulder. KRAIG tries to punch Donnie, but Leo comes in and slices his hand off. Meanwhile, Casey is getting hogged down by Bebop and Rocksteady. Rocksteady comes out of nowhere and then hits him with a motorcycle. And I can't lie, when I seen this scene, I knew this movie was fake, because bro would have died from that, I can't lie. The Ninja Turtles decide to jump on KRAIG and gang up on him again. KRAIG proceeds to spin them round and round until they all fall off. But they get back up and Mikey ends up grabbing the device that turns off the whole entire weapon. Meanwhile, Casey is getting chased down by Bebop and Rocksteady. Rocksteady ends up charging at him and I have no idea how this man is outrunning him. Casey have to be the Flash undercover cause there's absolutely no way. But he ends up tricking them, sending both of them into a cage, and then Casey throws a grenade at both of them. And I can't lie, it was GG's from there for them. Mikey tries to give the device to Donnie, but KRAIG moves him out of the way. Then picks him up and then puts him into a tight bear hug, squeezing him as hard as he can. Leo and Raph gets on top of him and then Raph pulls his head out. Donnie then comes in for the finishing blow, electrocuting his whole body, and it was GG's for him. Once KRAIG, Bebop, and Rocksteady was all gone, it was GG's from there, straight free eats. They ended up disabling the device because there's literally nobody else that could stop them at that point. The Ninja Turtles won. That was basically the major fights that happened in the video. Looking at this movie, I personally think that the first movie is better than the second one. But I mean, hey, we all have our own opinions, I guess. I will most definitely be commentating over the first Ninja Turtles. That movie was actually peak. Let me know if you guys like the idea of longer videos like over 10 minutes or the more shorter ones like the 6-minute videos that I've been posting. As usual, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, halfway through the video, you're going to see that the microphone quality has changed. And that is because my actual mic died. So now I'm currently using a backup. My apologies, but I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, I'm out. Peace.